Welcome to another tutorial. Today we'll be going over the AI strategies, and as always, if you need additional help, I have a Discord server in the description. Um, if I can't help you, I'm not entirely knowledgeable. I try to help everyone I can though, but if I can't, I'm sure there is someone else I can, and I will try to look into it and try to help in a way. We have a modding help area where you post your question. So, anyways, so we're going into AI strategies, and for this tutorial, what AI strategies are, they're basically strategies. They're basic. Yes, I can speak well. They dictate how AI is controlled. So like if you want historical focuses, them to go down a certain part of the focus tree and not a other one, you could prioritize historical focuses. So that's what they are, basically. It's um yeah, I'm gonna stop trying to describe stuff when I can't. So first thing we're gonna do is in Steam, right click right here, click manage and browse local files. So you have base game HOI4 right here. Next, we're gonna go ahead and click all installed mods, upload mod, create mod, name this mod AI strategies. And I don't know if you can do spaces. Alternate history, doesn't matter which tag you switch it later. Next, you're gonna open playset, and inside playset, we're gonna click add mod to playset. Your mod will be added. We're gonna click these three dots and click show in folder, and you can see it opened back here. Now we want to set a historical-ish focus for a country that doesn't have one. So we're gonna make a commons folder in here. Common. I'm gonna open common. And again, it is very important when modding that you get the name correct to how HOI4 types it. And so use their mods or use their thing as reference, because if you misspell localization with like a Z, for example, it won't work because it's spelt with a S in HOI4's thing. Alright, next in common, you'll see we have AI focus, AI strategy plans. Now, we're doing AI strategy plans. Um, I don't necessarily know the difference because I haven't actually fully looked into these yet, but they're probably like near the same. So we're gonna do AI strategy plans, and like as you can see, we'll open historical real fast. So in this one, basically it has a unique plan name, the name, which is not important, well, as important. You have who's allowed to do it, SBR, and when it's enabled, so when you can do it, which I will re-explain all this when we're modding it, but you have, so either SPR Spain or SPA, I don't remember what SPA is on the top of my head, and if it's historical and game rule, SPR AI behavioral equals default. So that means if the game rule is historical, yes, and you have the settings on default. You can abort it if tag SPC, I'm assuming that's another Spain, and tag SPD, or you declare war on one of these two countries. And this is the order the focuses will go down through the entire tree. Focus factor, so like what it focuses on the most, and this one does not focus on at all. 0 means never. Research, you don't need it, but you can. and ideas, which we won't do, but it's the same thing as what we're going to do with research, basically. And then, I mean, there's also comments, I believe. So, yeah, I'll re-go over all these. Okay, so, I'm probably just gonna write this myself since it's easier to just type it all out instead of trying to figure out what goes where. So, the first thing we're gonna do is make a historical plan. So, make a text document, and we're gonna name this for a country's name. It doesn't matter which country, it's whatever one you want to do. I'm gonna do a custom country because I'll also make one in this video just so I can show you how it works. So XYZ will be our country tag since it's not taken, I don't think. Then you'll type in AI, AI strategies. I know how to spell. It's strategy, not strategies, by the way. Alrighty. Now we're gonna open this, and I'm gonna say open it in Visual Studio Code. That's important. Code's opened in here. Here we go. Now we need to set the plan, or like make the plan. I know we made the AI strategy, but we don't have the plan made. So we need to XYZ underscore strategy, and this has to be this one has to be unique to the name. Doesn't really make sense, but it has to be a unique ID, not a, you can't do Germany underscore strategy and make another one called Germany strategy. They'll conflict. Okay, so we're gonna do a XYZ strategy equals a curly bracket. We're gonna drop that down like 500 times. Alrighty, now we need the name. This is again for debug purposes, and you do not need a localization folder for this, nor will the user actually see this. So the name can be whatever you want, and ours will be XYZ strat. I'm not spelling strategy again. Then you need a description. Well, you don't need one, but we're setting one, so like that. It's blank. And again, they're internal use only, and the player cannot view them. Now we will be setting the allowed block. Basically what this block does is it sets the tag for which countries or country can use this strategy. Now, if you're doing multiple countries, I believe they need to have the same focus tree for like China or whatever. So it's not recommended to do multiple anyways, but you can. It is an option. Just not recommended. Okay, so to do this, we need to do allowed, and we'll have it equal curly bracket, of course. And in here, we'll do original underscore tag, which will equal XYZ. So it's the country tag XYZ that can do it. And we can close that bracket like that. So now only this country can do it and not some random country, which I don't think random countries can do it anyways, but you could define other countries to do it. So now we need to define like an activation for this. Basically, so for example, if you want it to be a historical thing or a non-historical thing, you'll do is historical focus, so we'll do that. So we want to do enable, so what trigger needs to be enabled to enable this. Pretty self-explanatory. And that will be, and so for the enabled, we will do is underscore historical. What is it? Is underscore historical focus on equal yes. So again, if you have historical focuses on, and if you want it to be non-historical, you just change it to no. And I need to stop saying and, but it's a habit, so I can't. We need a way to for this to not work. So, for example, if the country is a subject of another country, that's on a historical route of whatever country you're building. Unless it is, then you put in enabled. But if it's not and they become a subject, this will all abort and it won't do this. So we need to do abort equal curly brackets, your favorite, and we'll do is underscore subject, and we'll do equal yes. Now that just means that once it becomes a subject, it will like just not do this. It should just abort the strategy completely. Until this is not true, I believe. So once they're no longer a subject, I believe they can continue down this path. Now, as we continue typing all this, it's important to remember that this curly bracket, which you can see in my Visual Studio Code highlights, stays like, you don't write any of this outside because it won't work. It needs to be inside of that one. Alrighty. Now we need to set up what historical or what focuses it will prioritize under this historical focus. We're going to be using the generic tree because I'm not building one. Oops. I'm not building one. So we're going to do AI underscore national focuses equals. And inside of here, again, we need to get the focus IDs. So, for example, you would do focus underscore ID underscore whatever 1 equal or something like that, not equal. And then focus underscore ID underscore 2. So it would do 1 then 2. But for example, if you had 2 focuses that can do it once, you could do 1 and 2, and it would do 2 first. But if it can't do 2, it will go to the other. So if it's not able to do 2 yet, it will go to and do 1, and then if it can do 2, so if you have a certain amount of manpower, it will go back and do 2. Now, to do this, we need to check the focus IDs of base games. So I'm going to go here, go to national focus, and I'm going to go to generic, right? And in generic, you will see we have army efforts. We will have equipment efforts. I believe these all go under army. We want to do... We'll do some random one. I think fighter focus. The best way to do this is like if you open... See how... Yeah, if you open the code, you could see what... It's easier if you just launch the game. We'll do this one first, because I don't think anyone starts with this one first. So we're going to replace focus 2 right here with this. Next, we're going to find a new one. We'll do fighter focus. Go down the path twice. Right? And we'll grab this one, because this one involves doing multiple focuses. So that means you won't have it. So we're going to put it there. And then we're going to grab one more, just so I can show you. We'll skip to industry if it can't do that. Or it should skip to industry. I'm clicking tab to cause an indent, by the way, if you're wondering. There we go. So this is the focuses it will do, and once it finishes all these, it will just go down whatever you suggest in research and ideas. Now, ideas, they're meant for like hiring whatever idea set. So like become whatever the communist idea is. It will hire a advisor that is communist, or take focuses that are communist related, that give you like communist boost or something like that. So we're gonna go ahead and do the research now. And I'm not entirely sure if this is proper of how to do the research, but we're gonna try it. So the research infantry underscore equipment, I believe, underscore one. I believe this is what it is. I could be wrong. I mean, it's not gonna hopefully affect. And you don't need ideas. I'm just gonna add it to the code. Um, just for if you want to add it later on, that's the option. You can always also define all these, so you can add like comments above them, and you can say like what they do, or a brief description, which is good when you're coding. And then the final thing I want to add is the weight. So we're gonna add a weight. If I could spell weight right, that's why it looks weird because my eye is in the wrong place. We're gonna do weight equals, and it's gonna equal base. Uh, and base is gonna equal 1.0 or 0, and the base pretty much 1 1.0 is the default it goes, and if it's lower it won't follow the strategy plan as much, and if it's higher it follows the strategy plan more strictly. So you know, you can just run 1 and it should follow it fine. And that should be all for our strategy. Now, what I need to do is make a country named XYZ, and I'm not going to put a lot of effort into it. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll do that for you guys too. So what I'm going to do is close this, go common, open this, go common. I'm not going to set a name for the country or anything. I also realized that, let's go ahead and fix my mistake. We should have AI strategy plans right here. So make a folder called AI strategy plans and put this inside of it. Alrighty. I'm going to make a country fast off camera. If you do not know how to make a country, I've made a tutorial and I might make a revised one later on. Alrighty. That's set up. Now if I launch the game, you'll see XYZ modified. Or, like, we'll look at the strategy in observer mode and I can show you that it works. And we'll follow it by, what we added, which we should know. But you can check the file as it loads. So I'm going to open this file and I'm going to click this one. Yes, I added a whole country thing. But remember, you only need the commons file if you're not making a custom country and you're using one of their pre-made countries. So open. I'm just going to put this on this monitor for now. So as you can see, we have XYZ right here. I didn't set any flags or anything. And so if we have historical focus off, it won't go down the path, but we're going to have it on so I can show you what goes down. We're going to start HOI4 and hopefully it doesn't crash. I don't do AI strategies as often just because, you know, I haven't really looked into it until recently, but it's taken a while to load, and that's probably because I haven't played HOI4 since whatever this update was. Okay, so if we go in observer mode, the first thing, that the AI's national focus should be is it should do this. Then it will do fighter focus and then move on and try to do rocket effort. But if it can't do rocket effort, it should do industrial effort. So we'll see if it does that. As you can see, it's done the first focus right here. Now we just need to go through for a whole, 30 days. And it should also hopefully be I could have done the research wrong, so if I have, that's my bad. Yeah, I've done the research wrong. I don't know necessarily. I think it might be the research group rather than the ID for the research. Where'd research go? So it should, unless I put in the wrong ID for it. That is possible too. It does say enables. I'm not sure why it says enables. Maybe, I mean, that's the thing I enabled. I'm confused. Okay, so I'm just gonna autocomplete this focus for fast, so. Now, as you can see, it's finished the focus and it should move on to the next. Yep, fighter focus, and then we'll go to the next one. Now, as it comes up, the next one is should do industry instead of rocket because it doesn't have rocket path unlocked, but yeah. So I'll do industry. Now, I want to show that if we unlock the rocket one, so autocomplete, if we cancel this and we just go ahead and go down the rocket one, what does it want? Oh, well, it doesn't matter because, I mean, you have to go down this one anyways to get to it. But if you did this and it has it unlocked now, and we go back in observer mode, it will do it. Yep. So, that's all for this tutorial for now. Um, I'm gonna put out a written version of this tutorial, probably on the Discord, so if you want to, I have defined everything better. I'm just really bad at reading my scripts that I write, so yeah, that's my issue. And I will probably improve someday, but I've never been good at reading my scripts, so. Yes, I did script out this video so I could figure it out better, whatever, and explain it better. But I kind of just had to free ball it anyways because I'm dumb. So yeah, I'm gonna have a written part, and thanks for watching. It was fun. Now I'm gonna take over the world as XYZ. Um, and for that, you can join the Discord. Goodbye.